Hey everyone, how you doing today? My name's Kirsty, aka Beth Bookish, and my shelf is empty and my books are all piled up here because it is time to bring you some recommendations for this round's prompts for Adventurerathon. Just to recap, in case you are new here or you're newly subscribed and you don't know what Adventurerathon is, this is a readathon that I created last year and basically follows a choose your own adventure-esque type thing. And I announced the January round last week, and this week I'm coming at you with the recommendations for that round. I will preface this, if you have been here for the previous two rounds, I don't have Jona and Wren's recommendations in this video because with the amount of editing time and the amount of effort that goes into adding their recommendations in as well as my own, it triples the editing time. And right now I'm trying to edit about 12 videos to get ahead of myself before Christmas, because I'll be away for 6 days and I don't want to be editing and filming while I'm away. So yeah, I'm just in panic mode trying to get everything done. So that's why there won't be any recommendations from Wren and Jona. It's up to them if they're going to release a video. So please, 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 if my recommendations don't give you a book, then please do head on over to the Discord and ask in the reading recommendation thread. And I will be adding the link below. So by the time you see this, there will be a link in the description with the recommendation form, so you can always add in recommendations for other people to find on there as well. Cool. So, quick reminder of the prompts for this round. I've got my laptop here that's going to be in the way if I keep it there. There we go. If I tilt it back a bit, it won't be in the way. In the readathon, you must do the Guildhall prompt, which is the only mandatory prompt for the whole readathon. And so I'm going to start with that here. There were 4 options for the Guildhall, starting with group 1. So the happy-go-lucky, friendly, outgoing, optimistic group. I found when I was picking books out that matched that vibe, a lot of romance fit in here. A lot of sort of contemporary YA fit in here. And obviously there's comedies, which I don't really read a lot of, but I've chosen books that were comedic to me. Even if the overall things might not be very comedic, I had a fun time and it made me laugh. Starting off with The Start of Something by Miranda Dixon, Fake Dates and Mooncakes by Cher Lee, Christina Lauren's The Soulmate Equation, Queer Power by Dom and Ink, Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake, Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, especially Volume 1, The Way of the House Husband by Kusuke Ono, Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher, My Cat is Such a Weirdo by Tomoko Tamagoyama, Blue Flag by Kaito, Dialé for Aunties by Jessie Q. Santanto, Waterkoi Love is Hard for Otaku, Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, and Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Next up we had the group that are sort of comparing battle scars, talking about blades and weapons and things like that, but also books that feature themes of war, books with assassins, conflict, political stuff, maybe it's following a group of fighters, so anything to do with like fighting, fighters, war, conflict, all that kind of thing. And like I said, assassins also count, so Gearbreakers by Hanazoe Makita, The Henna Wars by Adiba Jaigadar, Victoria Aveyard Realmbreaker, Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo, The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks, The Beckoning Shadow by Catherine Blair, Captive Prince by C.S. Pacat. Of course, do I ever not recommend Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell? If there is ever a recommendation video that the Greatcoats does not turn up in, you know there's something wrong. The Butterfly Assassin by Finn Longman, The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, Those Above by Daniel Polanski, Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake, Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer, The Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve Tucholk, Marauder by L.L. McNeil, Blackwing by Ed McDonald, My Hero Academia by Kohei Horikoshi, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. Group 3, so the group that were, you know, the explorers, animals, critters, nature, any of that kind of thing. So maybe books that are set outdoors, books that involve travel and exploration, books with adventurers, animal companions, anything like that. We have, of course we have, Dark Shades of Magic. We can't not. It's me. We can't not have it somewhere. Cinder by Marissa Meyer, Mao Volume 1 by Rumiko Takahashi, The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Arnas, Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, The Magic Fish by Trung Lanyayan, The Mermaid by Christina Henry, Sarah Morgan, The Summer Seekers, one that's in a pile behind me and is going to take forever to get out, so Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell, A Rose Among Thorns by Ash Fitzsimmons, Clanlands by Sam Hewen and Graham McTavish, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, Havenfall by Sarah Holland, Our Not So Lonely Travel Guide, which I haven't written the author down because I am clever like that, and The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. And then finally we have group 4, so the group that are talking in hushed tones, comparing notes, sitting reading books, books basically that involve things like reading, libraries, writing, academia, magical academies, magic in general. Also, because I touched on like a couple of darker themes, there might be warlocks and dark magic and necromancy and death. All of those kind of vibes go into this. I would also say in that one that things like murder mysteries would count because it's kind of got that thinking and working stuff out. So mysteries, thrillers, crime, they would all fit into this category as well. Dark academia would fit into this category. Pretty much everything, but preferably ones that have that kind of lean on thinking and thought-provoking. Non-fiction would be a great one for this one as well. So I've got Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune, Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson, Mort by Terry Pratchett, Black Butler by Yana Toboso, Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, the Archived series by V.E. Schwab, Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry, With Fire in Their Blood by Kat Delacourt, Babel by R.F. Kuang, also Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, Alice by Christina Henry, The Absolute Book by Elizabeth Knox, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, The Authenticity Project by Claire Pooley, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and Beach Read by Emily Henry. Then we have our main quests that are not the mandatory one. So this is the map of the world that we have built, and the quest lines, it's up to you. You have to do the guild hall, and then the rest apart from this bottom one, you have to do. You don't have to do if you don't want to. You can just pick and choose which ones you want to do, and then obviously once you've completed everything that you want to do, you have to go to the final quest, which doesn't have a reading prompt on it. It's just the final sort of scenario. But we have the first one. These are not in order of how they appear on the map. These are just as I wrote them and remembered them. The first one we have is a book set in a magical forest. And for that, we have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, For the Wolf / For the Throne by Hannah Witten, An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas, and Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. Then we have a book with a place in the title. Now, as a reminder, this didn't have to be necessarily a town or city. This could also include locational places like school, library, cafe, etc. And for that we have Into the Crooked Place. I went literal because there is the word place. So Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo. Isles of Storm and Sorrow, Viper, because Isles of Storm and Sorrow is the place. Mysteries of Thorn Manor, but please don't read this if you have not read Sorcery of Thorns, because that comes first, but Thorn Manor is the location. The Last Library by Freya Sampson. Cafe Con Lychee by Emery Lee. Restart After Coming Back Home, because to me home is a place, so I have counted that. And also with home, Homegoing by Yag Yassi. The God of Neverland by Gamma-Ray Martinez, but please be warned, cover is very queer baity. There's no queer relationship in this. I was quite disappointed to discover this, so just be warned. But Neverland is obviously a place, even though it's fictional, it's still a place. And then we have The Promised Neverland, which I know here Neverland isn't a place, but I still feel like it counts. So, you know, it's my readathon, my rules. If I say it counts, it counts. Furthermore by Tahira Mafi. The Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeil. Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. Shanghai Immortal by A.Y. Chow, I think. I could be wrong. The Cloisters by Kate... I can't remember. I didn't write it down. Why am I not writing these names down? The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. And The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. Then we have what is by far the biggest number of books that I have, which is history is relevant to the story. So this could be that there's a war that's been ongoing, or a previous war is causing current conflicts. There could be political stuff that's been brewing for years. It could be a curse that happened years ago. It could be a family drama that's coming to the surface in the future. Anything to do with that. Could be time travel, anything to do with history. When I say the book, I will very briefly say what that history is if I know. Sometimes I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know. But The Song That Moves the Sun by Anna Bright. This is direct history and it has historical and modern day events. Renegades Marissa Meyer, it's their past affecting their current situation. Our Dining Table by Mita Ori, it's the same, it's their past that affects their current situation. Once and Future has a mixture of it being a historical story of King Arthur, and it's the legend of King Arthur that's affecting, like, people are trying to raise him from the dead. So it's his history is affecting the modern day, but also there's family drama and history in there as well. Seasons of the Storm is a story that goes back many years and has a historical impact. Daughter of the Moon Goddess, the choices of the mother are affecting the daughter. This Poison Heart deals with ancestry and ancestors. Horseman is pretty much Sleepy Hollow, so it's a curse and it's history repeating itself. The Grimm Company, there was a war 500 years ago that still has impacts today. Voices That Count, a comics anthology by women. It's all a group of Spanish women who have come together to talk about their stories, and obviously it talks about their past history, politics and Spanish history and voices, attitudes towards women. All of Us Villains is a curse that's been going on for generations. Dark Rise is a family history where he is impacted by his family's history, clearly. What Lies Beyond the Veil, there has been a veil in place for 400 years and that is now coming down, but I imagine that they will talk about the history of that. Gilded by Marissa Meyer is a curse. Captive Prince, there's like a lot of political history between the families. 10,000 Doors of January is a personal and familial history. A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting is her father's past actions are affecting her now. And Beach Read by Emily Henry has a lot of family drama that gets discovered after the father passes away, and now they're dealing with the history of what he did. Next up, we have magic that comes from a source. And again, if I know the source, I will tell you unless it's a spoiler. Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, it's their blood is where the source is. Same with Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, it's all to do with the blood. This Vicious Grace, I think it's from dreams and... oh, the gods. The gods are the source of magic. A Magic Steeped in Poison, it's tea. To Kill a Kingdom, it's a sea, an ocean that gives the... not vipers. Oh my god, what are the bad mermaids called? siren. Wow. But yeah, there's an ocean, a mythical ocean that gives the sirens their powers. Midnight's Twins by Holly Race is dreams and nightmares. Shadows on the Moon by Zoe Marriott is shadows. Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rose is the elements. Same with Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell, it's the elements. Wish Drifts by Nadine Brandes is water, specifically from this well. The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen is teeth. The Conductors by Nicole Glover is the stars. And the Foxglove King by Hannah Witten is it's this mysterious essence that they know of and they can control it, and that they know that's where the magic comes from and allows them to control the dead. And then the final one for this one, because the only one that's left is a random letter generator, and I'm not going, no offence to you guys, I love you all, but I'm not going through every single letter of the alphabet. But the final one for this is quite a nasty one from Wren, which is a book that has both water and a light source on the cover. And please remember, I did say that the moon is excluded. I caught myself out a couple of times where I was like, oh, and then realised it was a moon. So it's got that extra level of difficulty. But we have The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, if you want a short read. There is the approximation of water here with the little lines. And then this is obviously the sun. So the sun is a source of light, and then there's like an ocean or a lake. Heidi Swain, The Winter Garden. If I know it's a little bit after Christmas by the time we get to January, but if you still are in that festive, cosy winter mood, then this is a perfect read. And it has a little pond here and it has string lights up on here. Waking the Witch by Rachel Burge. We have ocean waves crashing around and we have a lighthouse. All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. We have water dripping into a cup here and we have flames on the cover. The Stranded by Sarah Daniels. We have a cruiser that is on the ocean and it has multiple lights lighting it up. We then have Daughter of the Siren Queen, which is book 2 in that series by Trisha Levenseller. You can see we have water and the boat is on fire. I Hear the Sunspot, Volume 2 by Yuki Firmino. Legends and Lattes, kind of slightly cheating with this one because we don't directly see the source, but you can see that there is an oven that is alight and there are drinks being served. So they are both on the cover and I'm allowing it. Even if you have the other cover, I will still allow it because any form of a cover will be allowed, even if you don't own that particular edition. Perfectly Preventable Deaths by Deirdre Sullivan. The Accidental Pin-Up by Daniel Jensen. The flash of the camera acts as a light source. And then The Light Between Oceans has another one where it's the ocean and a lighthouse. I really hope that helped. Like I said, there will be the document below in order for you to go check out more or add your own if you want to help people out. And you can always head on over to Discord as well. Yeah, nowhere near as many books as the last few times I've done this, but there's still a lot. And as I said, when we launch the side quests in January, in the first week of January, you will get another set of recommendations for the side quest prompts. So please keep an eye out for those as well. I hope you're excited. Let me know if you have already started to build a TBR below. Don't feel you have to tell me what the TBR is, especially if you're playing by the rules of the no swapsies. Once you've chosen your TBR, that is your TBR. Don't list your TBR unless you know that's your TBR. But I hope you're all good. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're excited. I'll see you for round 1 in January. And until then,